50,000 years ago, Australia was a different beast. Enormous lizards, giant kangaroos, and birds taller than humans dominated the landscape. This was a time when humans first set foot on the continent, encountering a world far more perilous than the Australia we know today. At the top of the food chain lurked Megalania, a colossal monitor lizard that dwarfed its modern cousin, the Komodo dragon. Stretching up to 7 meters in length and weighing up to 1,000 kilograms, Megalania was an apex predator that struck fear into the hearts of early human settlers. These monstrous lizards possessed razor-sharp teeth and claws, coupled with a venomous bite that could bring down prey many times their size. Megalania's hunting strategy likely involved ambush attacks, lying in wait for unsuspecting victims before launching a swift and deadly assault. But Megalania wasn't the only reptilian terror stalking prehistoric Australia. Enter Quinkana, a terrestrial crocodile that defied our modern understanding of these ancient reptiles. Unlike today's crocodiles, Quinkana was built for speed and agility on land. With long, powerful legs and a more streamlined body, this crocodile could chase down prey across open terrain. Reaching lengths of up to 5 meters, Quinkana posed a significant threat to early human inhabitants who had never encountered such a swift and deadly reptile before. As if giant lizards and land-dwelling crocodiles weren't enough, prehistoric Australia was also home to a caste of enormous marsupials that seem almost too fantastical to be real. The undisputed giant among them was Diprotodon, the largest known marsupial to have ever existed. Picture a creature the size of a modern rhinoceros, but with the distinctive pouch and characteristics of a wombat. Diprotodon could grow up to 3 meters long and weigh up to 2,800 kilograms, making it a true titan of the ancient Australian landscape. Despite its imposing size, Diprotodon was a gentle giant, feeding on leaves, shrubs, and grasses. These massive herbivores likely played a crucial role in shaping the prehistoric Australian ecosystem, much like elephants do in modern African savannas. Their sheer size would have made them formidable opponents for any predator, but young or weak individuals may have fallen prey to the likes of Megalania or Thylacoleo. Speaking of marsupials, no discussion of prehistoric Australia would be complete without mentioning Procoptodon, the giant kangaroo. Standing at an impressive 2 meters tall and weighing up to 230 kilograms, Procoptodon was nearly 3 times the size of modern red kangaroos. These colossal marsupials had evolved unique adaptations to support their massive frames, including a single large toe on each foot instead of the 3 seen in modern kangaroos. This adaptation allowed them to distribute their weight more effectively and move with surprising agility for their size. Procoptodon's diet consisted mainly of leaves from trees and shrubs, which they could reach with their elongated arms and grasping hands. Unlike modern kangaroos, which are known for their powerful hops, Procoptodon likely moved with a more lumbering gait, using its massive tail for balance and support. The skies and plains of prehistoric Australia were dominated by another formidable creature, Genyornis, a flightless bird that stood over 2 meters tall. Related to modern emus and cassowaries, Genyornis was a powerful omnivore that could both graze on plants and hunt small prey. With its massive beak and strong legs, Genyornis would have been a formidable opponent for any predator or competing herbivore. Genyornis lived alongside early human settlers for thousands of years, and evidence suggests that these birds may have been an important food source for indigenous Australians. Fossilized eggshells bearing scorch marks indicate that humans may have cooked and eaten Genyornis eggs, potentially contributing to the species' eventual extinction. While many of prehistoric Australia's inhabitants were scaled-up versions of familiar animals, one creature stood out as truly unique: Thylacoleo, the marsupial lion. Despite its name, Thylacoleo was not closely related to modern big cats. Instead, it was a highly specialized carnivorous marsupial that had evolved from herbivorous ancestors. Thylacoleo's most distinctive feature was its unusual dentition. Instead of the sharp canines seen in most predators, Thylacoleo possessed massive, blade-like premolars that could slice through flesh with ease. These teeth, combined with powerful jaws and sharp claws, made Thylacoleo a formidable predator, capable of taking down prey much larger than itself. Evidence suggests that Thylacoleo was an ambush predator, using its muscular forearms and retractable claws to climb trees and pounce on unsuspecting victims from above. This hunting strategy, combined with its powerful bite force, would have made Thylacoleo one of the most feared predators in prehistoric Australia. The creatures that roamed prehistoric Australia faced not only the threat of predators, but also significant environmental challenges. The continent was subject to extreme droughts and harsh climate conditions, which shaped the evolution of its unique fauna. Prolonged dry periods would have put immense pressure on both plant and animal life, forcing species to adapt or perish. Wildfires were another major factor in shaping the prehistoric Australian landscape. Lightning-sparked blazes could rage across vast areas, dramatically altering ecosystems and influencing the distribution of both plants and animals. Some species, like many modern Australian plants, may have evolved fire-resistant traits to survive in this volatile environment. It was into this world of giants and environmental extremes that the first humans arrived in Australia, approximately 50,000 years ago. These early settlers would have faced incredible challenges as they encountered creatures unlike anything they had seen before. The arrival of humans marked a significant turning point in Australia's prehistoric story, as their presence began to shape the continent's ecology in new ways. The interaction between humans and Australia's megafauna remains a subject of intense debate among scientists. While some argue that human hunting played a significant role in the extinction of many large species, others point to climate change and environmental factors as the primary drivers of these extinctions. The truth likely lies in a combination of these factors, with human activity exacerbating the pressures already faced by many species in a changing climate. Evidence of human interaction with megafauna comes in various forms, from fossilized bones bearing cut marks to rock art depicting large, now extinct animals. The discovery of Genyornis eggshells with burn marks suggests that early Australians may have cooked and eaten the eggs of these giant birds, potentially contributing to their decline. As humans spread across the continent, they brought with them new technologies and hunting techniques. The use of fire to manage landscapes, known as fire stick farming, would have had a profound impact on Australia's ecosystems. This practice may have altered habitats and food sources for many species, contributing to the gradual decline of some megafauna. The extinction of Australia's megafauna occurred over thousands of years, with some species disappearing shortly after human arrival and others persisting until as recently as 40,000 years ago. The loss of these giant animals would have had cascading effects on the entire ecosystem, altering vegetation patterns and the dynamics between remaining species. As we look back on prehistoric Australia, we're left with a picture of a land that was both familiar and alien. The continent's isolation allowed for the evolution of unique and often gigantic creatures, many of which have no modern equivalents. From the towering Megalania to the bizarre Thylacoleo, these animals paint a picture of a world that was far more terrifying and awe-inspiring than the Australia we know today. The story of prehistoric Australia is one of adaptation, survival, and ultimately dramatic change. As the climate shifted and humans arrived on the scene, the delicate balance that had allowed megafauna to thrive for millions of years began to tip. The gradual disappearance of these incredible creatures transformed Australia into the land we recognize today, where their smaller descendants continue to capture our imagination. Yet, even as we discover more about Australia's prehistoric past, many mysteries remain. Ongoing research continues to shed light on the lives of these ancient animals, their interactions with early humans, and the complex factors that led to their extinction. Each new discovery brings us closer to understanding this lost world, reminding us of the incredible diversity of life that once roamed the Earth and the profound impact that environmental changes and human activity can have on even the most formidable species.